Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is Saturday, June 22nd, 2013, or as you may know, it's Skylander Day at GameStop. Hopefully you saw the video. I gave you plenty of lead time on that one. Heads up on their big promotion. Essentially what they had today, really big sale on the starter packs. Spend X dollars, get a sidekick. I've had a few people complain to me like their local GameStops didn't understand the promotion. Some of them gave it to you with any purchase. Some of them said you had to buy a giant, as in not Polar Whirlwind, but like Crusher, Swarm, Hothead, etc. That all varies store by store. Some of them read the flyer literally. Some have a loose interpretation. Some it just depends on the employee or the manager on call. I've also had a few people complain to me, like, I showed you the poster Wednesday night. I actually got it early. I didn't know if I'd be able to get in Saturday or not. And had a few people say that they were the very first person in and they claimed they didn't have posters or knew nothing about it. Pretty typical stuff. For the most part, though, I think most people that put forth the effort at least came home with Polar Whirlwind, in all honesty. That was the number one goal. The battle packs are $9.99. That's actually a really good deal. I did get some feedback from a few that said their store didn't have any. I don't know, it could happen. Maybe they pulled the stock. I would think if they had any, they'd have been out so they could be sold. But in all honesty, like I said, back in the, you can't really see it, but the background, when I bought Battlegrounds, which was like early April, I went in, I tried to use that to get the sidekicks. They went ahead and let me do it. They just claimed that, like, nobody was coming in anymore. There's kind of like that big lull. Back around the end of January is when I finally landed Thump Back and Eyebrow. And again, at that point in time, the game's been out since mid-October. You've had November, December, January, 3 months at that point. Bear in mind, most people probably get it for Christmas or, maybe a birthday present between, Christmas and this time in the year. But, it's just kind of one of those things. I think it varies store by store, employee by employee. But again, the good news I can report, the people that actually went early got Polar Whirlwind. Like I said, my store when I was in Wednesday had 6 of them. I've had some people say the store claimed they had 12. Some say it had 4. In those instances where it's less than 6, it's kind of like Toys R Us, where you'd have a known quantity of something coming. Likely employees holding them back. You have to realize at GameStop, that's probably the least likely place to have an actual scalper. It's probably just a deal where an employee or two that work there are huge fans of the game type situation. But bottom line, like I said, most people were able to get Polar if they put forth the effort to go early. Or in some cases, some of the stores were selling them as early as Tuesday. Again, I was in Wednesday. My local store had them on the pegs, all 6 of them, along with Ninjini. No signs of Scarlet at that point in time. And in all honesty, when I went in today, they didn't have them on the pegs. They had them behind the counter. I guess kind of to, hey, people have to ask or something to keep them safe. Not sure what the logic was, but it worked. And I went in really late today and still managed to get them. This one here will be for my nephew, or that one I haven't decided yet. Whichever one we don't unbox is for him. That said, we're going to go ahead, quit rambling, and take a look at this. If you missed out on this today, I meant to tweet this earlier. I didn't get to do it. She is available on GameStop.com. It wasn't expected we would see that. I think they put her up like really early in the morning. I actually, in the event that, I wasn't able to get there, I actually ordered one, just in case. $10.99 is the price online, same as in the store. Freight, pick your poison. Pretty reasonable through GameStop.com. But if you're miles and miles away from a GameStop, or your local stores are like mismanaged or, didn't have them or something crazy, or maybe they had a lot of stock and they just happened to, have been sold out, don't despair. Check the website. Again, $10.99 plus freight. In most cases, unless you're like in a metropolitan area and you live literally within walking distance to GameStop, the price of gas right now, the freight is almost entirely offset. I do the cheapest one, again, because that's my style. I think it's like $3.49. That's about 6 cents cheaper than a gallon of gas here, and I need more than a gallon of gas to get to GameStops I go to, so in most cases it's not that big a deal. Again, main thing I'm telling you, if you missed her today, if you didn't know about it, if you go in tomorrow, can't land her, don't freak out. Try their website. If you don't see her there, keep checking back. You can also call your local stores, but at least you've got 2 outlets. You don't actually have to go to a brick and mortar store. That said, this is Polar Whirlwind. I got you the picture of the 6 of them on the rack Wednesday night. Looks really, really good. I did mention to you I couldn't tell if at the time, because I just kind of like walked 2 of them over. I was amazed they were out, and I was hoping they'd be sold, but they were street dated, of course. I mentioned I saw the big GameStop exclusive sticker, and I couldn't tell if it was a sticker or printed. It looked like a sticker to me. I can confirm to you it is actually a sticker. Let's see, don't have a great example. All my store exclusives are not here right now, but the Lightcore deal is printed onto the packaging. Same way here with E3 Hot Dog. If you know that is not a sticker, that's actually printed. Same thing with like the glow-in-the-darks at Walmart, Jade Flashwing at Target, etc. But they put that sticker on. They are not in the same spot. I know some collectors get real big on this. If you know at the tip of the wing right there, just barely any shows. Over here, a considerable amount more. That leads me to believe they're probably put on by hand. That said, it is exclusive to GameStop, so you may want that off. That said, my other big issue, was this a true GameStop exclusive or is it timed? Still no conclusive information. My thoughts, since it has that sticker, I've never seen that GameStop exclusive sticker like on the Scorpion Striker Battle Pack, with Hot Dog and Zap. I've never actually seen a sticker on those. They were timed exclusives. With this sticker, I am inclined to believe it might be a store exclusive. Only thing I'm unsure of is since it's actually a sticker and not printed. If this was printed, I wouldn't hesitate at all to tell you that. With the sticker, I'm not 100% sure. I will give it the benefit of the doubt that Polar Whirlwind is likely, at least here in the U.S., to be a store exclusive to GameStop. In the packaging, she looks really good. I got back out with the 2 of them. Showed my nephew. He was very impressed with her. Again, he's a big fan of the cold, so that might have something to do with it. Polar Whirlwind, Twist of Fury, of course, is her slogan. She is a Series 2 character. You can see here, not only will she work in Giant, she will also work in SSA. Bear in mind, you won't have your WoW pals, etc. at that time. On the back, Polar Whirlwind, it is actually printed there, standalone. Back and better than ever. New WoW pal, increased level cap to 15. There's her in-game box art. We've got Lightcore, Jetvac, Sonic Boom, Jetvac, and Whirlwind as the other features there. Nothing else really highlighting specifically, Polar. Of course, your content, you're going to have the figure, the trading card, the sticker sheet. Nothing crazy there like we saw with E3 Hot Dog. If you are a collector, I'd understand, I think most people would be okay leaving the GameStop exclusive sticker, but this one would be the one you'd want off. And maybe if you used a heat gun or you have some crazy method, it could happen. That said, the price is $10.99, note, not $9.99 or anything. The good news is it's not actually tearing the artwork. The bad news is it's going to leave a little residue behind. Again, this is mainly just for the people that, want that off so they can see Whirlwind. That blemish you see on her eye, that's not actually a tear of the packaging. Again, it's just like that adhesive stuff. I could essentially rub my thumb over it for probably 2-3 minutes and have it all off. Again, heat, I'm sure some people have better methods, but just if you are like a big time collector, you're going to keep her boxed or keep one boxed, etc. Can't get the sticker off. I'll see what the one I have shipped. I don't think I can cancel that order. I may try that after this, but If it comes in, I'll see if it is equipped with a price tag or not. But again, for collectors, I think this is a nice touch. You'd actually probably want to leave that on there. In the event this is a timed exclusive, this will be the toughest to obtain, in the event it goes to Walmart, and then when GameStop restocks, they're probably going to quit putting the sticker on. So, bottom line, I'm inclined to believe that she will be exclusive to GameStop, not 100%, but now's the time to act if you want her. And as I stated, I had a lot of people asking me, hey, I can get her from Amazon Germany or Italy for whatever conversion to euros and freight, and it's only going to be like $47 or $31. And I told everybody that brought that up to me, I was like, hey, I'm aware of that. There's a reason I'm not doing it. That's crazy money when I can go and get her for $9.99 in a few, weeks or months or whatever. Granted, she was $10.99, but hey, it beats 30 or 40 bucks. And waiting, and I think DHL is who they ship with, and that would be catastrophic based on DHL's performance around here. But again, here is a final look at the packaging for you. We're actually going to go ahead and cut her box open. The way she should be is an in-game variant. Of course, what I mean by that is when you put Polar Whirlwind on the portal, she will actually be Polar Whirlwind. Think along the lines of Molten Hot Dog and Jade Flashwing. Jade Flashwing in the game is green. Regular Flashwing's purple. Regular Hot Dog's red. Molten's yellow. She should have this kind of really cool sparkly snow. I don't really know what you want to call it. I guess we'll just stick with Polar look going on. So should be a welcome sight. Whirlwind's actually a pretty powerful character. Let's go ahead again. The packaging this time is so much better than an SSA. If you are a collector, a lot of the people that actually do open these will keep, some of them the entire blister pack, in which case you can sometimes get it without doing that, but I mean, as you can see, that's basically intact. But for most people, it's kind of like this upper half of the character artwork they want. They'll rip the blister pack off. Whatever floats your boat, but much easier to work with in the SSA, in my opinion. Again, this is Polar Whirlwind. We don't have to worry about light core or anything crazy. That said, you still want to be careful when you take her out. Here's a good look at her still in the package with the plastic off. You kind of get a better feel for the colors. Very impressive in my opinion. We're going to go ahead. Again, what I like to do is break the back end down, and then I come in and I can usually get under the base. She came out like butter. Very welcome surprise there. Going to go ahead now. That's interesting. There's usually a much bigger tab holding these cards in. I don't know if this is a sign of things to come or not, but we'll pull that out. So again, she's unboxed, out of her packaging, ready to fight chaos and all things evil. Get the sticker sheet. It's got the Polar Whirlwind sticker, basically your box art. And you've got the QR code, the name tag, and then the web code. On this card, note it is Polar Whirlwind. On the blog post, it's linked at the top of the video description. I'll go ahead, I'll have the comparison to regular Whirlwind's card. These actually mean nothing. They don't translate to in-game stats. That said, it is included, so I go ahead and tell you about them. Her power or strength is 70 of 150. Defense or armor, 40 of 150. Speed or agility, 65 of 150. And luck, 95 of 150. Out of a max cumulative total of 600, she is sitting at, 160, 200, 270 out of 600. So not too shabby there. She should, based on what we've seen with the other in-game variants, she should have slightly better stats, possibly in the way of armor, once I introduce her, which I may actually record that tonight. We'll go ahead and double check. But there's her card. Of course, the main draw here is the majestic looking Polar Whirlwind. This is a really, really nice paint job in my opinion. Looks really good. It's kind of, it's got that Arctic icy feel to it. You can kind of see why they went with Polar. Back foot's intact. All the likely places there would be a blemish don't seem to be tainted at all. What's really impressive is her eyes. They've kind of got this I don't know, beautiful malevolence to them. It's kind of like the pink and the gold really contrast pretty well. You see it in the eye, and then you can kind of see it on the horn as well. But chest is kind of that shimmering blue, kind of again reminds me of ice. For comparison's sake, you can see the orange base here. This is Series 2 Whirlwind, your standard version, been out for quite some time. Here they are side by side. You can kind of see the horns, the eyes, stark contrast, of course. Regular Whirlwind's kind of the, lighter shade of blue and some white mixed in. Here they are from the front side. Stark contrast there. We'll tilt them to the left. You can kind of see the wings. They still fade on Polar. It's just from like a bright snow white, kind of like to that ice blue or ice white, whatever you want to call it. From the back side, you can get a feel there. She's got the exact same characteristics. It's just a repaint. This one is done very well, in my opinion. There's like no apparent blemishes or flaws. Something funky on Whirlwind. She kind of had that deal. It looked like you could like pop her head off. You probably can, in all honesty, but same parting line here on Polar Whirlwind. Not a big deal. And again, just since we can, and I've taken this much time already, I figured why not. Here is Series 1 Whirlwind. You note the green base. She is the character from Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. For what it's worth to the people that are hardcore, this is actually the Target exclusive one. I think I've got a couple of those still boxed up somewhere. But, if you recall, for those of you that have been here in the long haul, I didn't have any trouble finding the Target exclusive Whirlwind. This is before the game like really blew up still. I had trouble finding the Walmart exclusive Drill Sergeant. That was about a royal pain in the rear. It took until I think it was after Thanksgiving for me to actually finally track him down. Then, of course, at the time, I don't think a lot of people realized they're going to be timed exclusives, and they both became widespread and everywhere. But for what it is worth, this one is, if somebody says, oh, the club base is different, that's because this is the Target one. Personally, I never got too into that, but I mean, like I said, for the hardcore people, in the event that Polar is not a store exclusive but just a timed GameStop exclusive, you would still be much more desirable to have the GameStop exclusive packaging, just like you see with Walmart Drill Sergeant, and then of course Whirlwind at Target. But here they are in order, left to right. We have Polar Whirlwind, brand new, currently available only at GameStop. Officially available today. I realize some stores broke the street date. In the middle we have Series 2 Whirlwind from Giants, and then on my far right we have Whirlwind from SSA. You can tell by the green base there. Like I said, I had a lot of people when I started with SSA that were just big time Whirlwind fans. Trying to think of his name. There's a guy in Dallas who's huge on Whirlwind, but like I said, pretty cool. The Polar Whirlwind actually looks really, really good. Again, it's one of those things, I don't know that the camera does it enough justice, but you'll have to take my word for it. Again, if you just, if you're saving money, you want to get one of them, want to keep it in the packaging, you can still play the character, fully upgrade her, yada yada. If you're content with Whirlwind and your Series 1 Whirlwind, you can just leave her in the packaging. If you don't care, obviously you're going to open her up. I think some stores did do the deal where they'd only sell you like one of them. Obviously that's very desirable. Like I said, the one I went to didn't seem like they went through too terribly many of them. But, the ones where there was like maybe 12 figures, obviously, if they sell 2 to everybody, there's 6 people that could potentially miss out on her early. So, overarching goal, is as many as possible to get her. But we'll set down Series 2 there. And here is Polar in the packaging. Again, this one is for my nephew. I always get a lot of people say, hey, why'd you get 2 of that game or 2 of that? 99% of the time, that's why. I have to realize a lot of the times when I buy the games, it's like, buy one, get one 40 or 50% off at Toys R Us. That makes a big difference, But you can kind of see there the difference between the when she's still packaged and when she's out in the free where she belongs. But it doesn't do a terrible job with her color being so, much of a stark snow white. Kind of get a good feel for it, but the only thing that is surely dampened by the plastic is it kind of takes away from like the luster. What I mean by that, of course, is kind of like the reflectivity. Really hard to tell, I guess, still even through the camera, but she looks great. There's like a luster all over Polar Whirlwind, almost like a sparkle, glitter, whatever layman term makes it easier for you to understand. But all you really need to know is she looks awesome, both boxed up and in hand. $10.99 is the price, only available at GameStop. Again, I would say I am inclined to believe she will be exclusive to them. If she is timed, she was still most desirable in the GameStop form, so keep that in mind. If I find out that she is 100% definitely only at GameStop, I will update the blog post for you. But $10.99 is the price. Again, if you missed her today and your local stores have sold out or something crazy, see if they'll call you when more come in, if it is an option for you to order online. I checked right before filming this video. She was still in stock. That bodes well for things. The warehouses probably have quite a few of them, particularly since like the most stock I've heard of was 12. Again, my little one had 6 of them, so shouldn't be too hard to find if you put forth the effort. Again, most people that did complain to me today didn't get the poster, didn't get the sidekick. The employees argued about it being a giant and not just a giant character, which I'm pretty sure it meant any of them. They took it as a literal giant, type situation. But the main thing is no one really had the complaint, oh man, I went there early and missed Polar. So I think everyone that tried got her. Again, I did put the video out for you ahead of time. The poster, it was pretty cool, but what was really neat was the information sheet. And that's actually what I held up to the camera, showed you the Tower of Time adventure pack with Popthorn. If you missed that, go back. It should be just a couple videos down. I think I call it like the Skylander Day GameStop poster, whatever have you. Should be on the blog too. You'll be able to find them real easy. But again, $10.99 at GameStop. If this isn't a timed exclusive, it will be a genuine GameStop exclusive. So in store and online, $10.99. I'll try to get the link up for you on the blog. That'll help some folks out if you missed her in person, or in the event that you don't live anywhere near a GameStop. But again, she looks great. She will be an in-game variant, meaning when we put her on the portal, instead of seeing this, your typical blue and white Whirlwind, we're actually going to see kind of the snow-capped Polar. And that, of course, makes her pretty cool. She will probably also be level 5, 2000, 2100, something along those lines. But Whirlwind's upgrades are pretty good. Not quite sure what I'll do with Polar here, but we'll probably do something with her eventually. But again, Polar Whirlwind available today, Skylander Day, Saturday, June 22nd, 2013 here in the US. $10.99 is the price. And as always, any questions, comments, feel free to ask here on YouTube. For a quicker response, I suggest you use the blog, oneofwisdom.com. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, we will catch you later.